The Buffalo River is an Arkansas treasure, and this year marks its 50th birthday as a national river. We will float it today and talk with the people who take care of it, and we've also got a first fish ×4 in this episode of Arkansas's Great Outdoors. The first and only national river is in North Arkansas. The Buffalo River stretches over 150 miles, with 135 of those miles inside the national river status. Over the years, millions of people have visited one of the last remaining free-flowing rivers in the lower 48, and it's easy to see why. I've got State Senator Missy Irvin with me here. Now, we are on the beautiful Buffalo River, and you've probably got the most beautiful district in the state.
I do absolutely have the most beautiful district in the state of Arkansas. North Central Arkansas is full of hiking trails, fishing spots. Of course, the Buffalo National River is one of our biggest gems, I think, and assets in the state of Arkansas. It's absolutely gorgeous, crystal clear water, great fishing, great hiking trails all through the national park. And of course, tons and tons of visitors come here every year to float these beautiful waters.
Yeah, and it is an Arkansas treasure, the only national river in the country. And,
right.
And it's right here, it's pristine and protected, and it's a big part of your district also economically as well.
Yes, tourism is probably our #1 industry in North Central Arkansas.
Well, Buffalo National River is America's first national river. It was established on March 1st, 1972, 50 years ago. And something to know about Buffalo National River is just it is 95,730 acres, 135 miles of beautiful, beautiful, free-flowing river in the heart of the Ozark Mountains. It's an incredible place to be.
Floating the Buffalo River is always an amazing experience, but floating the river with a group of people that are dedicated to preserving and protecting the river makes it extra special. I recently had an opportunity to float the Buffalo with a group of aficionados of Arkansas's water wonder. Each has their own story to tell of the Buffalo River.
Being from Tennessee, I've only driven around it and seen it from a bridge, but I've never been on it before, and I wanted to be on the first national river.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's even more beautiful than I ever thought. And bus tour doesn't do it justice. You got to get down here and get your feet wet, and enjoy looking at the wildlife, and enjoying the river and seeing other people doing the same thing. It's really a truly national treasure that we can all enjoy.
One of the great things about the Buffalo is you can camp anywhere. There's very few rivers in the country that you got a 160-mile stretch where you can camp anywhere along the riverbank, anywhere.
Yeah.
And not get in any trouble, and nobody's going to harass you, or that's really unusual all over the country. That's just an unusual situation.
My first time to see the river was in the late 1960s. My father brought me up here, and it was the first moving water I'd ever seen, so it was just super exciting. We threw a little canoe in below the Pruitt Bridge, and I thought we were going so fast. And I spent my whole life loving rivers because of that, but still special attachment to this one.
Yeah.
He was a college professor, and he would bring me up here before I could drive, and he would leave me one weekend and come pick me up the next weekend during the summer.
Over 1.5 million people visit the Buffalo River every year. This provides an annual economic impact of over $66 million. Now, we'll have more from the Buffalo coming up a little bit later on in the show, but first, let's celebrate the 36,000 acres of wilderness that surrounds the Buffalo with some hiking tips from Mallory Lindsay of Bad Boy Mowers.
Oftentimes when we're hiking, we focus a lot of our attention looking for wildlife either in our line of sight or up in the trees, when you can find so much more wildlife if you just look closer to our feet. This right here, for instance, looks like a frothy wad of spit, but actually it's a bubble home to a spittlebug. And these are really incredible. They're these tiny little green larvae of the frog hopper. And what they'll do is they build this really cushiony bubble nest around them while they're sucking on the sap, and as they grow, they slowly transform into a frog hopper.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by Vexus Boats, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
Where haven't we gone? What hasn't been done? What's still left to be discovered and possible beyond the horizon? How can we continue pushing limits, breaking boundaries, and leading the way? At Bad Boy, it's not just about finding the answers, it's about the pursuit. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
Hey, this is Ryan at Archer's Advantage. I wanted to talk to you today about our selection of traditional archery equipment. We have everything that you need to get started in traditional archery. We have recurves, we have longbows, we have arrows to fit those bows, we have gloves, we have tabs, we have everything you need. We have the largest selection of traditional archery equipment in this state and probably many others. Today I want to talk to you about stringing your recurve or longbow. There are several ways to do it. Many ways are wrong and can actually damage your bow. The proper way to do it is with a stringer, like this one I've got here. You put the stringer on the tip, slide this end over, step on that, and string the bow. To unstring it, just go reverse of that. And that's the proper way to string your bow without damaging it. When you store your traditional bow, you should store it, if you have a recurve, you should store it on 2 pegs like we have ours displayed like this, or you can lay it flat on a floor or shelf in a case. If you store your traditional bow improperly, you can actually cause damage to the lower limb, because it actually, when you set it down and lean it in the corner, it actually puts stress, bends and puts stress on that lower limb and can cause it to warp. Longbows can be hung up like this. Longbows can actually be left strung for a short period of time, but you don't want to leave them strung forever. Recurves, you want to take the string off every time you're finished using them, and either hang them on 2 pegs like we have ours displayed, or lay them flat on the floor so you don't get any limb warpage. If you're a traditional archer and you need some new gear, come and see us, or if you're new to the traditional archery game, come and see us and we can get you set up and get you started.
We thank our friends at Archer's Advantage. As we get ready for another archery season, there is no better time to get out to Archer's Advantage, get the gear you need, and the confidence that comes from the trained personnel right there at Archer's Advantage. Visit them today in Sherwood. Let's get back to the Buffalo River and celebrating its 50th anniversary as a national river. Superintendent Mark Faust has a dream job. He understands this pristine waterway and how to keep it the way God intended.
I really expected to see an area that maybe is not as pretty as another area or have a favorite part of the river. And I honestly can say there isn't a stretch of the Buffalo River that isn't beautiful. So I don't have a favorite stretch. I just love every bit of it. Of the 855,000 acres that is the Buffalo River watershed, only 11% of the watershed is actually managed by the National Park Service. So 29% is managed by the state and the U.S. Forest Service, and 60% of the watershed is in private landowners. So the Buffalo River watershed and the Buffalo River Park is an area where we can work collaboratively with the owners, with the other agencies, and with the National Park Service to protect this river that brings over 1.5 million visitors a year. And the economic benefits from that are absolutely critical to the counties like Newton County, Searcy County, Marion County, and Baxter County. It is very important for us to work together to protect this place so generations to come can continue to enjoy and call this place their own.
Unless it's like below 40-ish degrees or something, we'll be out cleaning. About 3 or 4 years ago, we had 2 years where we busted 60,000 pounds each year and more than 1,200 tires 2 years in a row. we post a lot about it on social media, and we see other people doing it too because they're seeing it, and so it's really evolving where more and more people are picking up some.
These guys practice what they preach. While we were floating, we saw a piece of trash washed up on a plant. The team sprung and rode into action.
No, forward stroke, forward stroke. Get us up to it. Okay. Let's back up. Let's go back. The back end's almost in the eddy already.
Cooper, do I need to let you get it?
Nah, you can get it.
Okay.
Got it?
Success.
Thank God it wasn't a tire.
And just when we were about to declare victory, we noticed we missed a piece. Back we went.
Now we got it off, Cooper.
Okay.
Leave only your footprints and take only photographs. That's an important ethic that we try to get across to people.
It's really the people that are from Searcy County and Newton County that make this, I think, so special of a place, because they gave their land, you know, to create this Buffalo National River, and they're great stewards of this river and this asset. They care deeply about it, and the people here, I think, is what makes this experience so great for people.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to find people picking up trash or taking care of the river or helping those of us who are floating the river that tump over, which means that you fall out of your canoe.
That's translation for you northerners.
That's right. If you tump out, there's people here to help you.
Yeah.
Recover your belongings as they're floating down the creek, or making sure that you're not caught, or helping you get out of a tough situation. So there's people that bring their own boats here and their own canoes, or hang out on the sides of the river just to make it a safe place for everybody that comes here and floats.
Very nice. Well, as she said, we are going to float down the river, and we'll see how we do today, and hopefully we stay dry. But on a day like today, it wouldn't be too bad if we get wet.
We're getting wet. We're totally getting wet.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by Vexus Boats, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
The best leaders don't just forge ahead, they adjust. Bad Boy Mowers has made adjustments at every turn, including our revolutionary 3-link suspension. Built tough and designed for superior performance and speed. Adjust the seat, handles, and pedals however you want. And as for Bad Boy's rebellious spirit, well, that hasn't adjusted at all. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
We love seeing people catch their first ever fish. The joy and excitement they feel is a thrill for us all. And today, we've got a family with 4 children, each catching their first ever fish. We introduce you to Jaden, Mason, Lexi, and Clay, all part of a tight-knit family with parents, Jacob and Sally, and even newborn Sadie. The kids have certain degrees of apprehension regarding their first fish. Today is a big day, crossing over to the world of the angler. And today we'll divide the family into 2 groups. All right, we are here at Cedar Valley Ranch, and this is one of my favorite parts of the show. We've got another edition of First Fish, and we've got 2 young men who have never caught a fish before. We're about to put an end to that streak. Papa Jacob is here with us right now. Jacob, tell us, who do we have here?
We got Mason here, Mason the Blue Man.
All right.
And then we've got Clay. He's 2 years old and 9 years old.
Okay. Okay, you hold him steady like that. I'm gonna put this right there. Okay, just like that, okay? Look how he's jumping around. There you go, good cast. Okay, reel it up, reel.
Good job,
Reel,
Mason.
and lift up the rod, pull the rod up. Looky there. Yeah. All right, okay. You got yourself a largemouth bass right there.
Nice
Yeah!
job.
Oh! No! You got away. You know what? That means we got to go catch him again. How'd that feel?
Let's try to throw it out.
Was that pretty cool? All right, so what did it feel like? Well, how did you know you had one on?
Because I saw the bobber go on the water.
Bobber went down, and then you said something. You said it was heavy, too. Right? Okay. All right, you ready to do it again? Okay. All right, let's get you another minnow. See how that bobber's moving? That means your minnow is swimming right now, and that means he's attracting a big fish. So get ready. There, go, guy. All right, pull him. Yeah. Oh, that's another good one. Keep reeling.
Mason.
Okay, Now, okay, now go a little bit soft now as we get closer. Keep reeling, that's okay. That's a good bass.
Good job, Mason.
That's a good bass. That's all right, okay, so just keep that tension on the rod. Oh, here we go. Woohoo! All right.
Yeah, Mason.
Good job. Look at that, see that?
Look at that.
That's a largemouth bass right there. Okay, here you go. Hold him up. We got us a fisherman right here. Okay, just toss him in there, say thanks. Woohoo! And there he goes. Off to catch another. All right, give me a high five, buddy.
Nice job,
Good
Mason.
deal. First fish.
Oh, we got one.
Oh, here we go.
Clay,
All right, brother's got one. Reel it in.
Reel it in, Clay. Here, reel it in.
Clay, reel it in. What do you think about that, Clay?
Good.
All right, look what we got right here. Woohoo! Bring it right here in front of the camera.
Look at that. Look at what you
Look
got.
at that, Clay.
Touch it.
Look at that.
Touch it.
Touch him right there. What do you think about that? Huh?
You want to hold him?
You want to hold him? Okay. All right. So you got yourself a spotted bass.
Good
Okay,
job,
buddy?
Clay.
Can you give me a high five? Good job. All right. Way to do it, buddy.
Now
Clay,
it's
do you
the
know what?
girl's turn.
You're a record holder. Clay is now the youngest person ever on live bait to catch his first fish. He's 2 years old. That's what I would call a very successful first fish episode here. We got Mason with a nice monster bass. Clay, the youngest guy ever on our show at the age of 2. We got a couple of new anglers. You ready to catch some more? Okay, all right. What did you think about your first fish? Was it fun?
Big and heavy.
Big and heavy. That's how we like to fish, big and heavy. When we come back, the girls take their turn and it's a great story. But first, let's take a look at one of the great stories in bass boats, Vexus. This team took their decades of grit and know-how and turned it into something special.
We build the best boat there is, but there's always a way to make it better.
What if we forked the nose of this and provided a wider platform at the deck? What if we widened the transom to allow for the shallow water anchors to be bolted directly to the boat?
With the bow that is flared out and the extra dead rise in front of this boat, it all comes together to our commitment of building the world's most advanced fishing rigs.
You have enough what ifs that you're able to check those boxes, and I believe you've got something incredibly different.
It's not by accident that these things happen. It's with a precise plan and a desire to make things more usable.
This thing stays true, it rides great. Having the fuel tank in the floor allows it to be able to turn on a dime.
And of course the air ride seats put the icing on the cake. The way that the boat rides and the way it performs is yet another milestone that we have achieved with these boats that's just bar none separates us from other people.
From the bow to the stern of our boats, you know that you're buying the best product, the most innovative product, and it's going to be supported by the best people in the industry.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by Vexus Boats, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
Where haven't we gone? What hasn't been done? What's still left to be discovered and possible beyond the horizon? How can we continue pushing limits, breaking boundaries, and leading the way? At Bad Boy, it's not just about finding the answers, it's about the pursuit. Bad Boy, mow with...
Coming onto a pollinator meadow like this is a huge gem and a great opportunity to look at native butterfly species. Now, many people don't know this, but butterflies need two different types of plants. They need a nectaring plant where they feed on, and they need a host plant where they'll lay their eggs and the caterpillars can develop and grow into butterflies themselves. Now, what's extra special is that butterflies are very particular on what host plants they use. For instance, the monarch butterfly will only lay her eggs on the milkweed plant. Now this is why it's so important that we plant native plants in our backyard to welcome wildlife.
We'd love to see how you see Arkansas. Please keep sending us your photos to photos@arkansasgreatoutdoors.com. We'll put them on the air and inspire us all about the beauty of Arkansas's great outdoors. Let's get back to our first fish family of 4. The girls take their turn and watch what happens. Okay, and then just be ready. Now put your hand back up here where the reel is. There you go. And oh, you got one. Pull it, pull it, pull it up. Ooh, looky there, that was fast. That was fast. And that's a good one. Okay, raise your rod tip up. Okay, now quit, don't retrieve for a little bit. Let him burn off some energy, because that's a big one. Okay. All right, you just hold the rod just like that and let him swim around for a little bit. And there we go. Look at that. That was like the fastest first fish we've had all season. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh.
All right, go, go, go.
Here, Mason.
Woohoo, we got one.
Go. Oh, Lexi,
Pull
come
it.
on.
There you go. Look,
Yeah,
Lexi, you got one.
Yeah. Keep
Good
doing it,
job.
Keep doing it.
Good job.
Good job, Lexi.
Woo, look at that.
No, Mason. Let Lexi do it. Look at it.
Hey. And the minnow's still there.
You're gonna touch it. Was that so scary? It was fun, huh? No. Would you do it again? No.
But look what happens a little later. Big sister Jaden grabs a pole and starts catching more fish. Brother Mason is getting minnows, and then Dad asks,
Lexi, you want to fish with me? All right, let's go over here. Are you ready? Ooh, that's the right spot. We are in the good spot. Well, all the fish have been right there by the log. Reel, reel, reel. You got it. Keep reeling. Get it, get it. There you go. Look at that, it's a big one. Get it. Pull it in. Look at that guy. Look at that one, Lexi.
We've got ourselves an angler. This is what this show is all about. Lexi was nervous at first, but got in on the action and loved it.
That was an amazing experience to see both Jaden and Lexi, who weren't too impressed with their introduction to fishing. But when they saw everyone else getting in on the action, they grabbed a rod, a reel, and a minnow and found that magic tug at the end of the line to be a wonderful experience. Welcome to the fold. We hope you enjoyed today's show. We featured the amazing natural experience that is the Buffalo National River. It's celebrating its 50th year with that distinction. As part of that celebration, if you log at least 50 miles during the course of this 50th year, the National Park System will send you a special 50th commemorative patch. Regardless of how many miles you go, it is well worth your effort to go and experience the Buffalo River yourself. Speaking of experiences, how about the Stokes family? 4 kids and 4 first fish. We love experiencing and sharing Arkansas's great outdoors. We'll see you next week.